Tunay na yaman gagalangin kailanman. Sa public works and highways matibay ang samahan. Budhi ang sandigan laging maninindigan. Daan sa kaunlaran, tulay sa kinabukasan, serbisyo ang tungkulin ko, trabaho ko, dangal ko. DPWH, Pilipino at marangal, tapat at marunong pinagkakapuri ko. DPWH, Pilipino at marangal, taas noon naglilingkod. DPWH, buong pusong naglilingkod. DPWH, ipinagmamalaki kong paglingkuran ang Pilipino. DPWH, 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 DPWH. Ang maglingkod ng tapat, gantimpala'y karangalan. Tunay na yaman gagalangin kailanman. Sa public works and highways matibay ang samahan. Trabaho ko, dangal ko. DPWH, Pilipino at marangal, tapat at marunong pinagkakapuri ko. DPWH, Pilipino at marangal, taas noon. DPWH, 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 DPWH. Ang maglingkod ng tapat, gantimpala'y karangalan. Tunay na yaman gagalangin kailanman. Sa public works and highways matibay ang samahan. Budhi ang sandigan laging maninindigan. Daan sa kaunlaran, tulay sa kinabukasan, serbisyo ang tungkulin ko, trabaho ko, dangal ko. DPWH, Pilipino at marangal, tapat at marunong pinagkakapuri ko. DPWH, Pilipino at marangal, taas noon naglilingkod.
Good morning. Today is November 20, 2024. Time check, it's 10:05. Let's start our activity with a prayer and followed by the singing of national anthem. Please all stand.
Let us put ourselves in the presence of the Lord. All-powerful God, we present thank you as we gather once again for the Procurement Conference, Paved Conference, and opening of bids for civil works. May we ask you for your blessing and guidance, the activities set for this undertaking may be successful. Open our mind for us to think wisely, put us with understanding, cooperation, and peace in fulfilling our responsibilities for the success of the Procurement Conference, Paved Conference, and opening of bids for civil works. We ask this in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. Amen.
Bayang magiliw, pelos ng silanganan, alam ng puso sa dibdib mo'y buhay, lupang hinihingi.
You may now take your seats. Good morning once again in behalf of our back chairman, who is still on seminar right now. I will preside the three activities for today. Mr. Back Secretary, please ascertain if we have decorum. Do we have electronic submission of bids? Okay, with that, I now call this meeting to order. Thank you, Mr. Back Secretary. TWG? Where are the TWG? You may now open the bid box and retrieve all those bid tenders. And while we are waiting for the result of the electronic eligibility coming from CWA, you may now open all the technical envelopes and start sorting out those documents. Now let me acknowledge the presence of everyone. Our contractors representative from Alphatec Chemical Corporation. We have Rico Vicencio, AC Sullivan, Jenny Domingo, Juan FC Dizon, Juanita De Guzman, Toyo Construction, Dante De Leon, DMGR Builders, Eunice Inalves, T2B3 Builders, Marie Chris Sanggalang, Saint Benezet Construction, Maria Vida Quirino, Big Berta Construction, RD Sambile, RD8 Builders, Rampel Luis De Guzman, and Masterson Builders, Jacqueline Geronimo. And on my left, we have Mr. Back Secretary, Engineer Mike Malvar. Beside him is Engineer Christian Coronda, Ma'am Jacqueline Di Marucot. Good morning. And Ma'am Luz Zamora. Good morning. And TWG Head, Engineer Attorney Cristina Magcalas. And Engineer Marvin Son Gingab, Engineer Maricel Tangonan, Ma'am Jocelyn Dizon, Ma'am Regine Ramos, good morning, and our IT man expert, Giancarlo De Maricot, and his alternate, Mr. Frank. We also have our guest speakers for today for pre-bid conference. We have Engineer Tom Cabanes, Engineer Romely Del Mundo, Engineer Patrick Takdol, and Engineer Lovely Tumang. Good morning to our regular members and end users. On my left for construction section, Engineer Jose F. Zamora and Engineer Rene Rosete. Good morning. We also have with us as observer Mr. Ricardo Ortiz from Citizen Crime Watch, and our Vice President of Samakana, Mr. Eric Dungka, and Chief of Maintenance Section, Engineer Renato Martinez, and yours truly, Engineer Marvin Jimenez. Good morning to everyone. We have our three activities for today. We have pre-procurement 2024 and program, pre-procurement 2025, pre-bid conference, and opening of bids. Pre-procurement conference. Prior to the advertisement or the issuance of the invitation to bid requests for expression of interest for each procurement undertaken through a competitive bidding, the BAC through its secretariat shall call for a pre-procurement conference. The pre-procurement conference shall be attended by the BAC, the secretariat, the unit or officials including consultants hired by the procuring entity who prepared the bidding documents and the draft invitation to bid request for expression of interest. For each procurement, during this conference, the participants led by the BAC shall confirm the description and scope of the contract, the ABC, and contract duration. Ensure that the procurement is in accordance with the PPMP and APP. Determine the readiness of the procurement at hand, including, among other aspects, availability of appropriation and program budget for contract. For the purpose of pre-procurement conference, pending the approval or enactment of the GAA, corporate budget or appropriation ordinances, as the case may be, the certification of availability of funds refers to the amount in the indicative APP consistent with the NEP or MYOA or its equivalent document. The proposed corporate budget or executive budget in accordance with the section 7.6 of this IRR on procurement activities short of award. Completeness of bidding documents and their adherence to relevant general procurement guidelines. Completion of the detailed engineering according to the prescribed standards in the case of infrastructure project. Review, modify, and agree on the criteria for eligibility screening, evaluation, and post-qualification. Review and adopt the procurement schedule, including deadlines and timeframes for the different activities. The bidding document shall be prepared by the procuring entity following the standard forms and manuals prescribed by the GPPB. The bidding document shall include the following: ABC, invitation to bid request for expression of interest, eligibility requirements, instruction to bidders including scope of bid, documents comprising the bid criteria for eligibility, bid evaluation, methodology criteria in accordance with the Act, and post-qualification, as well as the date, time, and place of the pre-bid conference, submission of bids and opening of bids, scope of work where applicable, plans, drawings, and technical specification, form amount and validity period of bid security, form amount and validity of performance security and warranty, form of contract and general and special conditions of contract. The specification and other terms in the bidding documents shall reflect the necessary specification required to meet the needs of the procuring entity in clear and unambiguous terms, to provide prospective bidders ample time to examine the bidding documents and to prepare their respective bids. The concerned BAC shall make the bidding documents available from the time the invitation to bid request for expression of interest is first advertised, posted until the deadline for the submission and receipt of bids. Project number 1 for pre-procurement 2024 on program 24 CJ 0399, construction of flood control structures along Dungon Creek, package 23, Paniqui, Tarlac. Its ABC is 96,500,000. The contract duration is 244 calendar days. Next is 24 CJ 0400, construction of flood control structures along Dungon Creek, package 24, Paniqui, Tarlac. Its ABC is 96,500,000. Contract duration is 244 calendar days. 24CJ0401, construction of flood control structures along Baka River, segment 25, Paniqui-Tarlac. Its ABC is 96,500,000. Contract duration 244 calendar days. For the Procurement 2025, project number 1, 25CJ0150, construction of flood control structures along Masalasa Creek, segment 29, Tarlac City. Its ABC is 54,450,000. Contract duration 187 calendar days. 25CJ0151, construction of flood control structures along Rio Chico River, segment 31, Victoria, Tarlac. Its ABC is 74,250,000. Contract duration is 212 calendar days. Next is 25CJ0152, construction of flood control Barangay San Miguel to Santa Maria, San Manuel, Tarlac. Its ABC is 49 million. Contract duration is 181 calendar days. Okay, Engineer Christian, how are the documents of these said projects?
Sir, okay na po lahat ng dyan sa Fornep natin, sir. And yung sa ano po, sir, yung sa 24CJ and 25CJ na mga projects, sir. Good for advertisement na po bukas, sir.
Ilan?
Bukas po.
Okay, thank you, Engineer Christian.
Sige, sir. Thank you po.
So that ends our pre-procurement activity. Now we go to the Paved conference. Cycle the project ID number. Please join us here. Project number 125 CG0113. Let me call on Engineer Tom Cabanes to give us some details of the project.
Good morning to everyone. My name is Engineer Tom Adriel Cabanes, and I will be presenting 3 projects. For contract ID number 25CJ0113, construction of multipurpose building, covered court, Barangay Sinilian First, Camiling, Tarlac. The scope of works includes the complete construction of a covered court with a dimension of 31.5 meters by 17 meters, includes removal of existing structures, and additional works to the existing stage, which includes tiling works, painting works, plastering, waterproofing, cold water line works, sanitary works, and plumbing fixtures.
Any questions? Okay, you may now proceed to the next project.
For the next project, with contract ID number 25CJ0115, construction of multipurpose building, San Juan Elementary School, Barangay San Juan, Moncada, Tarlac. The scope of works includes the complete construction of a 1-story, 5-classroom school building, complete from architectural to structural finishings, with demolition works of the existing structures, namely a 1-story 2-classroom and a 1-story 3-classroom, and also a rehabilitation of the existing stage, resizing to accommodate the construction of the new school building.
Any questions?
Meron po sir, baka sa program po siya instill po.
Any more questions? Okay, you now proceed to the next project.
For 25CJ0117, construction of multipurpose building, Daycare, Barangay Bacolong, Victoria, Tarlac. The scope of works includes the complete construction of a two-story daycare from structural to architectural finishes with a dimension of 7.7 meters by 7.25 meters and includes removal of existing structures.
Any questions? None. Okay, thank you, Engineer Tom. Let's proceed with the next project. 25 CJ0114. Let me call on Engineer Romely Del Mundo. Please join us here and give some details of the project.
Good morning, everyone. I am Engineer Romely Del Mundo, presenting to you Contract ID 25CJ0114, Construction of Flood Control Structures along Camiling River, Mayantoc Section, Segment 2, Mayantoc, Tarlac. This project has a total length of 247 linear meters and a total project duration of 244 calendar days. Approved budget for the contract is 96,500,000. The scope of works are as follows. Surface courses with 0.23 meter and 0.25 meter thick Portland cement concrete pavement having a width of 3 meters and 6.10 meters respectively. Miscellaneous structures with single arm 10-meter pole solar LED roadway lighting with 1.5 mast arm length. Earthwork with 0.20 meter thick aggregate sub-base course. And lastly, bank and slope protection works with steel sheet pile having a length of 12 meters. The said project is located within the vicinity of Barangay Kubkub, Mayantoc, Tarlac as shown in the presentation.
Any questions? None. Okay, proceed to the next project.
Next project is Contract ID 25CJ0116, Construction of Flood Control Structures along Camiling River, Mayantoc Section, Segment 2, Segment 3, Mayantoc, Tarlac. The project has a total length of 306 linear meters and a total project duration of 244 calendar days. An approved budget for the contract is 96,500,000. The scope of works are as follows. Miscellaneous structures with single arm 10-meter pole solar LED roadway lighting with 1.5 meter mast arm length. Earthwork with removal of structures and obstruction. Structure excavation. Embankment from barrow. And lastly, the bank and slope protection works with steel sheet pile having a length of 12 meters. The said project is also located within the vicinity of Barangay Kubkub, Mayantoc, Tarlac.
Any questions? Okay, thank you, Engineer Romely Del Mundo. We proceed to the next project. 25 CJ0118. Let me call on Engineer Lovely Tumang. You may now start your presentation or project details.
Good morning po. I'm Engineer Lovely Tumang from Planning and Design Section to present Project ID 25CJ0118 entitled Construction of Flood Control Structure along Masalasa Creek, Segment 19, Tarlac City, Tarlac. It has a target length of 412 linear meter, concrete slope protection with project duration of 244 calendar days, and approved budget for the contract amounting to 96,500,000 pesos. The length of Z-type steel sheet pile to be driven is 9 meters, and the scope of works comprises of surface courses with 250 mm thick of Portland cement concrete pavement, unreinforced, having a width of 6.10 meters, earthwork with gravel fill, and 200 mm thick of aggregate sub-base course and bank slope protection works, and lastly, single-arm 10-meter pole solar LED roadway lighting.
Any questions? Okay, thank you, Engineer Lovely Tumang. For project 25CJ0119, let me call on Engineer Patrick Takdol to give us some project details.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Engineer Patrick Takdol. For Contract ID 25CJ0119, construction, completion of multi-purpose building, Barangay Hall, Barangay Poblacion 3, Gerona, Tarlac. Scope of works includes ceiling works, tiling works, painting works, and installation of decorative stones, installation of railings of stairs and balcony, installation of lighting fixtures, and installation of CCTV system and air conditioning system.
Any questions? Okay, thank you, Engineer Patrick Takdol. That ends our Paved conference. Our resource speakers have discussed the scope of work and project description of each project. If in case there will be an amendment, notice of resumption for the scheduled procurement activities, a supplemental bulletin will be posted. We now go to the third activity, which is opening of bids. So these projects were advertised and posted on DPWH website, PhilJeps, and posted on the bulletin board of DPWH Tarlac First DEO. This proceeding is guided by the rules and procedures of RA 9184, otherwise known as the Government Procurement Reform Act, and other relevant issuances of GPPB and the DPWH. Thus, the bidding will be conducted through open competitive bidding in opening of the technical and financial envelopes. Non-discretionary pass-fail criterion as specified in the 2016 revised IRR of RA 9184 shall be strictly followed. Further, notwithstanding the result of the electronic eligibility, a prospective bidder or bidders may be rated non-complying due to the absence of required documents. During the preliminary evaluation of bids, based on the checklist provided for both technical and financial requirement. Now, since evaluation of bidders' eligibility requirement is processed electronically through Civil Works application, for bidders who will be found ineligible in the e-process, the BAC will check and manually evaluate their eligibility documents and may consider them eligible if the required or updated documents were included in their technical component. The BAC will then request to the procurement service the updating of bidders' documents in the Civil Works registry and reprocess the eligibility check in the CWA. Let it be noted, and BAC Secretariat put it on the record that in case of discrepancies between the findings of the BAC and the result of the e-process, the latter shall prevail. At this point, let me now go to the reading of the projects to be bid out today. For project number 1, 25 CJ0063, Rehabilitation, Reconstruction, Upgrading of Damaged Paved Roads, Paniqui-Camiling-Wawa Road. K0162 plus 891 to K0163 plus 007, K0163 plus 052 to K0163 plus 087, K0163 plus 161 to K0163 plus 439, K0163 plus 532 to K0163 plus 770, K0163 plus 799 to K0164 plus 000. Its ABC is 16,383,640. The required bid security in the form of surety bond is 819,182. Bank guarantee 327,672.8. Next. 25 CJ0064. Construction of multipurpose building, covered court, Barangay Bantog, Anao, Tarlac. Its ABC is 6,930,000. The required bid security in the form of surety bond is 346,500. Bank guarantee 138,600. Next. 25 CJ0066, construction of multi-purpose building, Daycare, Barangay, Quezon, Gerona, Tarlac. Its ABC is 4,950,000. The required bid security in the form of surety bond 247,500. Bank guarantee is 99,000. 25 CJ 0067, retrofitting, strengthening of permanent bridges, Bigbiga Bridge. Number 3, B03433LZ, along Capas-San Jose-Mayantoc-Malacampa Rd. Its ABC is 19,600,000. The required bid security in the form of surety bond is 980,000. Bank guarantee is 392,000. Next. 25 CJ 0068, construction of flood control structures along Taloy River, package 12, Gerona, Tarlac. Its ABC is 96,500,000. Required bid security in the form of surety bond is 4,825,000. Bank guarantee is 1,930,000. Last na yan. For project number 6, 25 CJ 0069, construction of multipurpose building hall, Barangay New Salem, Gerona, Tarlac. Its ABC is 4,950,000. Required bid security in the form of surety bond is 247,500. Bank guarantee is 99,000. We will waive the reading of the required bid security in as much as all the bidders have submitted bid securing declaration as their form of bid security, and these are accepted. Also, we have the result of the electronic eligibility for all the projects. All bidders were found eligible. Let's go now to the technical component for project number 1, 25CJ0063. Presence and absence of the required documents. The two bidders were found complying. You may now open their financial envelope. Project number 2, 25CJ0064. Presence and absence of the required documents. The two bidders were found complying. You may now also open their financial envelope. Project number 3, 25CJ0066. Presence and absence of the required documents. The two bidders were found complying. You may now open their financial envelope. 25CJ0067. Presence and absence of the required documents. The two bidders were found complying. You may now open their financial envelope. Next, 25CJ0068. Presence and absence of the required documents. The two bidders were found complying. You may now open their financial envelope. Last, for project number 6, 25CJ0069. Presence and absence of the required documents. The two bidders were found complying. You may now open their financial envelope. Let us now go to the financial component for project number 1. 25 CJ0063, presence and absence of the required documents. The two bidders were found complying with their bids. Saint Benezet Construction, its bid is 15,927,477.28. Toyo Construction, its bid is 15,875,359.61. All bids are below ABC. For project number 2, 25 CJ 0064. Presence and absence of the required documents, the two bidders were found complying with their bids. Master Sand Builders, its bid is 6,857,393.44. Saint Benicet Construction, its bid is 6,888,362.44. All bids are below ABC. For project number 3, 25 CJ 0066. Presence and absence of the required documents, the two bidders were found complying with their bids. One FC Dizon Corporation, its bid is 4,900,000. 756.65. RD8 Builders, its bid is 4,890,231.92. All bids are below ABC. Project number 4, 25 CJ 0067. Presence and absence of the required documents, the two bidders were found complying with their bids. Alphatec Chemical Corporation, its bid is 19,325,599.18. AC Sullivan, its bid is 19,511,787.77. All bids are below ABC. For project number 525 CJ 0068, presence and absence of the required documents, the two bidders were found complying with their bids. Big Bertha Construction, its bid is 93,984,623.47. T2B3 Builders, its bid is 93,315,881.99. All bids are below ABC. For project number 6, 25 CJ 0069, presence and absence of the required documents, the two bidders were found complying with their bids. DFGR Builders, its bid is 4,890,435.27. Saint Benezet Construction, its bid is 4,919,530.53. All bids are below ABC. So that ends our opening of bids. Each project starting from the lowest calculated bid shall undergo post-qualification to determine its responsiveness to all the requirements and conditions as specified in the bidding documents. Any questions? Okay, hearing none, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you all for coming. Stay safe, everyone.